So, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions is real! But for the sake of this video, I'm gonna call it Superstar Saga DX. The game looks great and I cannot wait to play it. It looks pretty faithful to the original, but there are a few changes and I'm going to talk about them. For most of this video, I'm just gonna go over everything I talked about in my video 10 plus changes I want to see in Superstar Saga DX. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to go watch it. Some of them were confirmed, some of them were deconfirmed, and some are just too early to tell. First off, we've got the dash socks. It might be too early to tell, but we haven't seen any footage of the dash socks being used, so I'm just going to assume that they aren't returning. I don't think it's that big of a deal anyway, since the overworld is packed with things to do, so you wouldn't really need to run through it. The next thing I talked about were the Bros Attack tutorials, and although it's not confirmed, I'm 99% certain that they'll be in the game, since we have confirmation that we can practice the moves in battle like in Paper Jam, so I don't see why we wouldn't be able to practice them outside of battle. Also, we've got this little button on the bottom screen that says Moves, so, yeah, I think that's what it is. Then I talked about recovery blocks. I didn't actually think we got confirmation about these returning, but thanks to this comment, I went back and lo and behold, they return. They don't replace save blocks, and they'll likely appear before every boss battle, or perhaps like just next to every save block. So far there is no confirmation of the sound test, but I'm pretty certain it'll come back. So far there is no news on how the controls will work, so we don't know if Start still switches the order of the bros or not. However, we can see that Luigi will stay mapped to the B button, and Mario will stay mapped to the A button, regardless of who is in front, and I'm sure it'll take a while to get used to, but I'm fine with this. We are also getting a map on the bottom screen now, and I'm pretty sure the confusing ones in some of the areas of the game are gone, because it'd be a little too redundant. Also, they added pins to the map, which should be useful for when you run into a puzzle on the overworld you can't solve yet. And as for the soundtrack, I'm pretty sure songs aren't getting new parts added to them, but I can see some of them having a bit different instrumentation. We've only heard like 3 songs so far, plus the new music from Bowser's Minions, so it's really too early to tell. So we actually have a lot of new artwork for the game, and the style is pretty similar to the original as well. We also have this masterpiece, and I'm really excited for what everything else they will make will look like. And as for the soundtrack CD, there's no sign of that either. We'll just have to wait until it's closer to launch. It's also too early to see if we can skip tutorials, but I don't think it's that likely. They'll probably remain the same as they were in the original, but fast-forwarding cutscenes is back, so that'll be nice. It's too early to tell if hard mode is back, but I'd assume that it isn't, and expert challenges don't appear to return either. We don't know if a battle ring exists yet either, but I feel like that one actually has a chance of appearing. Okay, so now we're getting into some of the upsetting stuff. So you may recall from the first video that I was concerned that some character and enemy designs might be changed, and yeah, that actually happened. So far, the enemies that we know of that have different designs are Troopies, Lackapees, Iggy, Hammer Bros, Bullet Bills, Bill Blasters, and Chuck Guys. And I'm also assuming that pretty much every other enemy that is similar to Mushroom Kingdom enemies will change as well. Enemies like Dry Bones, Boomerang Bros, Tanoombas, etc. I'm pretty upset about this. As faithful as they are being to the original, they changed enemy designs to be more modern, which is exactly what I didn't want to happen. Luckily, all the enemies we've seen so far that don't resemble Bowser's Minions look exactly the same. Some people seem to think that this is only for the Minion Quest mode, but I don't think that's the case. I also fear that the Toads in the castle courtyard and in Little Fungi Town might be changed to be just normal Toads, but all we can do now is hope. Despite the fact that some enemies and characters are being redesigned, I'm still super hyped for this game. It looks really nice, and I'm really looking forward to playing it. If I made any mistakes in this video or didn't catch something, please let me know. If there's enough stuff that I missed, I'll probably make a short follow-up video. I don't really know what else to say then. Thanks for watching, and sayonara. So, I haven't made new intros or outros yet. I've been kind of stuck on what I should make them look like, and nothing's really working, so sorry about that.